You know, guys, this beautiful blank wall behind me will soon be covered with things that will be cool, but for now, broken bits of paint and normal bits of paint. So today's video, I thought I'd write some poetry and take you guys along with me. So I'm going to quickly show you a poem I've written previously. So this poem is called Ink Circles. It's about just how people trap themselves in invisible boundaries. You know, like you draw a circle on an ant and then they don't leave because the ink disrupts their pheromones. Yeah, basically. If you draw a circle on an ant, they trap themselves inside. They can't track their way back out, so they choose a circle to reside. Some say they like the structure, instructing them where to be, because without having to wonder where to go, their mind stops spinning to and fro. After a while, it gets boring trapped in such a little space, but unable to face leaving this place, they pretend everything's just fine. Because within the ink, it's easy to think you're not running out of time. We all wish for freedom, wonder what it's like to take flight, ride off into the sunset, but then it turns to night. Without a shelter, a home, it's a fight to stay afloat. I feel for the ants, I really do, but they're not the only ones stuck behind invisible barriers. And I'm looking at. Yeah, so that's a poem I wrote. It's called Ink Circles. Some people haven't got it before, so the reason it just ends on I'm looking at is because it's self-realization that it's me. They're talking about me. So yeah, it's basically just going, oh, I'm realizing that I'm also trapping myself in these invisible circles. So how about I find a way out and do what I want to do? Yes, because other people's opinions don't matter. Do what you want to do, because in the end, you're the one living your life. So I usually have a write on a notebook or on a laptop. Today I'll be using my laptop simply for easiness purposes. So yeah, now I have to actually figure out something to write about. So I'm just going to compile a list of different things. So I came up with ideas. I could write about a story, so something that's happened and I'll twist in a poetic way. I could write about love, it's quite a common one. Hate, something that's fun, or like memories. I'll pick from one of them. I'll do like a ib-dib-do. I might do a spinning wheel on my laptop. I'll do that. Let's find out what I'm going to do. Ooh, memories. Let's start thinking about it. Did a little diagram of memories. So fond, bad, anger, resentment, admiration. So I'll decide one of them and I'll come back. So I thought it could be looking back on your childhood, the absence of a parent. So I'll think of something and then I'll be back. Right, so I'm going to need to come up with a title. I'm thinking something like When I Was There. Boom. Woohoo. I'm just going to try and come up with like some ideas for a line. Just something that sounds cool that I can build off of. See when I've done that. I came up with this. Tired eyes with step full of sleep, she begun to work to earn the keep. On the sofa I sat in still air. Where were you when I was there? So basically, the mum gets up to work after being tired. She's stayed up all night caring for the children. She's now got to get up early to work. So the children are just left there on their own. Where's the father? Nobody knows. So I sort of want to write something about like, now it's like bedtime, going to sleep. So I shall come up with something. So I think I've came up with something that I like right now. When the night fell, a bit too scary, and when I woke hours too early, her voice would lay, soft as silk, to dry teary eyes beneath the quilt. It's decent. So I sort of want to have a continuation. So I sort of want to do like the morning after, this midnight terror of sorts. Sounds about like getting up in the morning again. When the sun rose again and 3 cubs left the den, the utmost chaos would ensue. Oh, I don't like it. When the sun rose once again and 3 cubs left their den, the utmost chaos would ensue. Aren't you glad it's not your issue? So the next stanza I'm gonna write, I'm actually not sure. I think this would be the final stanza. I'll add some music to the back as well, so we'll do that. But I think this will be the final stanza. It's gonna end again with where were you when I was there? Or it might be 5th stanza. It might be 5 stanzas. I don't know. So I made the 4th stanza. It ends with where were you when I was there again, just kind of thread that through, because it's the title. So this is it. Unsteady days before life made sense, before I'd built up mature defence, when there was no one who could care, Where were you when I was there? Pretty basic. It's simple stuff. But I'll do a last one, and it's going to be more about moving on. Turns out, I don't need you. So I finished the last stanza. It's more of a, I don't care anymore. So the night no longer scares me. I no longer feel deep sorrow. I just feel sympathy that you don't get to see my tomorrow. So that's just like a quick basic poem. And now I'm going to whip out the guitar, and I'm going to create a little soundtrack to it to play as you read, which is cool. So I'm just going to mess around with chords and stuff to... So I kind of like this, so can we move it up a bit? No. Maybe like here, maybe? Fingers actually hurt so bad. But yeah. So I think I'll do this, but right, yeah, so that's just a really quick guitar idea, and I'm gonna try and do it. Alas. Tired eyes with steps full of sleep, she begun to work to earn the keep. On the sofa I sat and still there, where were you when I was there? And when the night felt a bit too scary, when I woke hours too early, her voice would lay, soft as silk, to dry teary eyes beneath the quilt. When the sun rose yet again, and the three cubs left the den, the utmost chaos would ensue, and aren't you glad it's not your issue? Unsteady days before life made sense, for I'd brought up mature defence, when there was no one who could care. Where were you when I was there? The night no longer scares me, I no longer feel deep sorrow, I just feel sympathy that you don't see my tomorrow. So there's going to be a lot of cuts in that one. So obviously that isn't the best poem in the world. It is meant to be a bit rough. It is literally just me brainstorming for a bit, making a poem, making a video, just to show that poetry doesn't need to be like top tier stuff to be considered poetry. This, I would say, is a relatively not great poem, but I wrote it, so that means I've got to be proud of it, you know? Just be creative, and whatever comes out, comes out. This is just a quick brainstorm, possible ideas, you know? So if you somehow managed to make it to the end, and you enjoyed the video, feel free to like and subscribe, and comment if you have any video ideas. I post just random stuff on here, because that's what I do. I post song covers, vlogs, a gaming video, because why not? It's just random stuff. So if you enjoyed that, feel free to hit subscribe. I only got like 40 subs, so you should be one of them.